Okay. Love and light, everyone. This is Reiki Reverend. And today, I'll be talking about how to choose the right healing modality for you. If you have any questions after this feed and I don't get to you in the comments, always feel free to contact me at reikireverend.com. Today, I'll be reading from my Light of Grand Source manual, which is available on my website. Right now it's available upon request, so just feel free to contact me and I'll be more than happy to send you a copy. Also, feel free to check out my YouTube video on Grand Source Faith Healing to receive the attunement with the manual. Alright, so let's dig in here. Like I said in the description, I will be checking the comments here periodically, so please bear with me, but I will be checking to make sure I answer your questions correctly and make sure I'm keeping you all along pretty well. Afterwards, I'll be doing a tarot reading or a few, and I'll also be channeling healing. So stay tuned for that. So, many modalities to choose from. Let's start with a quote. With great power comes great responsibility. Sound familiar? The responsibility lies solely in the fact that we have complete and utter control over our worlds, our realities, and even what form of healing we may choose to use. In a world of such possibilities, one must not only be aware of themselves, but also aware of others as well. I say this to highlight the fact that everyone in this world is completely different from one another. Our main commonality, the only real thing that we have in common aside from skin, blood, and energy, is that we all have the capacity for healing and growth. As one embraces the healer's path, there is a major crossroads that needs to be traversed prior to receiving an attunement. That is to say, before you even start healing other people, there's one major thing that you need to focus on, and that is what modality you should choose to get started. And there's a reason for this. Why? It's quite simple, actually. You want to understand exactly what you're doing in your practice. You want to be able to articulate what you're doing with other people. You want to be able to answer those hard questions. You want to be able to give people the right impression of what you're doing and how you're doing it. That way they understand. They are accepting of the energies tenfold by simply doing that. It's one thing to channel will or to swing your will and help someone's shoulder get better. It's another thing entirely to explain to them that you are channeling source energy, channeling God's love, and you are sharing that love with them, and you are embracing that love in such a way. And should they choose to embrace that love in the very same way, they would receive a larger band of healing. They would receive a much larger band of healing than they would normally. And by band of healing, I simply mean that the frequencies would be more aligned. Their entrainment to the energies would be more aligned. They would be much more capable of receiving that love if they are open to it. It's just like if you walk up to somebody and you say, "Hey, I love you." And, they look at you funny. Well, that looking at you funny is really just gonna hinder the whole relationship, isn't it? It's going to keep things from progressing. So the same thing flows with healing. If you explain to people what you're doing and why you're doing it, and they have a general understanding of what you're doing, and they're accepting of it, then you're going to do great. You're going to do great things. To focus on one modality at a time. That's one major aspect that a lot of people get a little skewed. Even with my students who are studying multiple modalities at a time, simply because I have them on, pretty high regimens, and it's all there. However, I make sure that they only work on one modality at a time. I send them one modality at a time. I tell them, hey, do your studies with this, get your cert, do what you gotta do, but make sure you understand what you're doing before you receive the attunement, before you receive the certification, and before you start working on other people. This way, you're choosing to understand its inner workings. For many, this might be a little counterproductive. It's possible that you have achieved and received many attunements, many gifts during your current journey or even in past lives that give you an impression of being able to work on other people full toe, no problem. And this is great. Your confidence may be there. Your capability may be there. One may be the other, or the other may be both. Who knows? Confidence, capability, whatever. I'm saying that if you simply work on someone based on your faith in your capability and not your knowledge of your capability, then you're going to be working with one hand tied behind your back. Pretty simple. And I say that because take for instance someone who is a past life healer. They come into this life being, Asclepius, Greek god of healing, or being an emanation of Archangel Raphael, the archangel responsible in general for healing or healing processes. Or even if they are a disciple of Hermes, who works with the angels who also work to heal. Long story. Anyway, if you're forcing yourself in any way to feel like you are capable of these things and you're pushing it, and it's not being as effective, then you have to ask yourself a few questions. If you are in this, and you're truly in this, why not take the time to learn? If you come from a past life, and you've been studying all your past life, and you come into this life as an infant, you will most likely lose what data you had. So what's the use of having that gift if you're not going to nurture it back to its full shape, back to its full form? If you're not going to study, why work? If you're not going to practice on people, gain the experience, we're talking old ways now. If you're not going to do these things, then why work? Why push at it? Why try so hard when you will simply be working with one hand tied behind your back? Now, that isn't to, like I said, this isn't to discourage you. If you are a healer working from this platform, from this podium, and you're actually going about the ways right, then yeah, certainly go for it. If you're working on people, taking notes, mentally, physically, you're taking case studies mentally, physically, you're taking into account what you're doing, mentally or physically, then by all means, go for it. But if you're not doing that, I really suggest you take up a study. In the end, it's a personal choice, one that comes with a big responsibility to yourself. I encourage everyone to do a good bit of research with any particular form of healing that is currently available, that you feel drawn to. Acquire a manual, speak with a teacher prior to taking that course. Not for the intellectual benefit per se, but to gain a deeper insight and wisdom. To be prepared to ask solid questions during your time in instruction or during your time in meditation. Doing this, you will not only impress your teachers and your guides who are watching over you, wondering what you're doing, how you're doing it, how you're going to do it, past, present, future. But you'll also have a stronger foundation to base your practice on. You'll be able to teach people in different ways, in so many different ways, how to go about this the right way. As all energy exists, and I'm just going to check the comments here. I'm not seeing any yet. Okay, that's fine. As all energy exists within the known realms, has always existed, only transmutation and change are possible when perceiving healing from within naturally. That is to say, when you are able to naturally perceive healing from within, you're able to exhume it, you're able to show it, you're able to share it. This inward healing may then be directed energetically to help entrain or transmute the energies of lower frequencies and cause them to want to seek balance with love. Now, I totally realize that I haven't shared this, and I don't think that I'm able to share it from here. So, if you would, por favor, and you're watching this, please, please, please share this knowledge with anyone you find in need of this. I do want to make sure that as many people, that as many people see this as possible. There we go. Speaking of, I'm actually going to go about and share this now, since I have yet to do that. Let's see. We're going to go to Reiki Reverend. That's Facebook at Reiki Reverend. And I'm going to show you guys how simple this is. But the results are profound, much like Reiki. I'm going to go ahead and share this to... Well, first sharing to my wall would be great, wouldn't it? So let's go ahead and share this to my wall. And we're going to share it in a group. We'll say Lightworkers Live Feeds. Why not? Alright. There we go. So, for all of you just tuning in, love and light, this is Reiki Reverend. I am sharing with you knowledge and data about how to choose the right healing modality for you. Now, unfortunately, I'm already 12 minutes into this, and I've covered a good bit. But I do intend to share tarot with you and kind of give you all a good grasp of what to look forward to when it comes to learning a healing modality. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll get to it as I'm able. But for now, let's talk about love. What is love? Unconditional and abiding. Nurturing and fertile. Ready for the quiet and the storm. Love is prepared for any obstacle or shortcoming, to transmute oppressive energies and offer eternal release in full harmony with one's most natural state of being. Now, like I said, this is from my Granosaurus Faith Healer Manual. I hope you all don't mind me reading it. It is available on ReikiReverend.com. If you would simply contact me and let me know you'd like a copy, I'd be more than happy to share it with you. Also, if you are in need of an attunement and certification, I do offer those for those people who are willing to receive the Granosaurus Faith Healer Attunement on YouTube. Totally free. In any case, let's get into love. When a baby needs love, they cry. When an adult needs love, they communicate it in many different ways. However, this communication may prove to be haphazard or less than positive. They may scream, they may yell, they may end up doing something silly like punching a wall. Who knows? The goal here is to completely resonate with love, though. Not to exhume a need for love. After all, we are beings of love. We already have love within us. We have hearts, therefore we have the capacity for love. I know that's a little bit out there, but bear with me here. Let's really think about it. When you first grow up with your parents, with some form of figure, with some form of idea, you do find love inevitably. Staying with that love is the key. The key to many, many, many different facets of this art. So why display the desire or need for love in any other way than simply asking for it and receiving? Why do it to yourself? The answer? Fear. Hi, Lori. The opposing vibration to love in its purest form. Fear. That is to say that when we are not resonating in full love, we are choosing to allow for a side of fear to inhabit what would naturally be positivity and natural, uplifting states of being. This causes a miscommunication. It's quite simple. Whether it be through actions or through thoughts, it's gonna happen. If you have a fear then you're letting that fear control your thoughts, your rationale. You then lost your grandiose inhibition to resonate with love. So how does one manage their fears and learn to resonate with love? It's simple, really, but for the sakes of developing yourself as healer, I'll cover the matter in 2 different ways. Love for yourself and love for others. Love for yourself. Many see healing light as some mystic force that permeates the chakras and restores balance where there is a perceived energy or spirit transmuting love into fear. The true key beyond that of any technique I could possibly place within this text, I could possibly even tell you myself, is allowing for that love to be used and known to exist within a person, place, or object, to once again flourish and grow in the same love that cultured its initial existence. What do I mean by this? What I mean by this is that when you simply resonate with love and you allow it to be love, you allow that love to do what it needs to do, to continue doing what it needs to do, to grow, to expand, to culture, to nurture, to hold you deep in its arms and give you that great big hug that you've been missing for so many years. The tears that roll out of your eyes are sharing that love with the earth. The earth, which is then in turn transmuting that love into widespread energy. You're broadcasting that love. You're broadcasting that big hug. You are sharing that amazing feeling with every single person out there now. And you are at one with Source at that point. Wouldn't this love be for the same for anyone, though? Not quite. And this is why. While love resonates at a perfect vibration, perfect love and unconditional love, we are combinations of both love, which represent full divine feminine, and perfect trust, which is born of love, that is represented by the full divine masculine. As beings of both, we would rather be unique from that which would be simply construed as love. The difference, coupled with life experiences with energies of all types, is what I feel inherently creates natural imbalance within us. That allows for other forms of energy to be known, observed, understood on the physical, mental, and energetic spiritual levels respectively. That is to say, that because we are both beings of love and trust, we are both beings of love and trust and love. These 2 concepts, both working in tandem. We're not just one, we're 2. We're a dual split, and we're a duality of that dual split. So we also have fear and misguidance working at our backs constantly, challenging us in so many different ways. And these all resonating on different levels, at different values, are totally bound to eventually cause a difference. And that's all I intend to mean by this. Now, I use these terms most specifically due to their overall nature regarding most states of being. The semantics that allow for most ideals regarding this matter don't quite scratch the surface of what is an immeasurable thing. It is this and this alone that leads me to use other terms to define these energies as naturally as possible, while respecting the traditions and beliefs of others. That is to say, I totally get it. You are you, I am me. I believe the way that I do, you believe the way that you do. You think the way that you do, and you feel the way that you do, and I totally love you for it. You're awesome. However, we're still beings of love, and we resonate on that vibration constantly. And as human beings, we inherently grow a development, understanding of trust. That masculine energy, that masculine principle. And because we're both, we're different. It's that simple. So how does one learn to receive love for themselves? This is quite simple. Just be in a place of love. Allow for that frame of being to resonate in any and all values necessary to recreate balance within the self on all levels. The same can be said of how to give love to others in the form of healing. Hi, Crystal. How are you? So, when it comes to giving love to others, it's simple. Allow for yourself to be and allow for them to be. Be in the same place. Hug, trust, love, good feelings. Unity. Oneness. These are all ways to give love to others. Now, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and open the floor to any questions you may have. I don't know if you're able to go back in time yet on this feed, or if you're just going to have to wait until afterwards. But like I said, any questions you may have, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will do my best to get to them as soon as possible. And if I don't quite answer your question, or if I don't quite get to your question, always feel free to contact me on reikireverend.com and let me know. I have a link up there in the description. And yeah, just by all means, consultations are always free. I have no problem whatsoever talking to you and getting to know you. I want to know you before I teach you. Anyway, I'm going to now open the floor up to some tarot. So, if you are in need of guidance, I have quite a few decks here. I have 1, 2, and 3 decks that I will be using at this time. And we're going to go ahead and get in here. Love and Light Crystal. If you have any questions regarding what I said, like I said, just let me know in the comments. I have no issues answering your questions about how to choose a modality, what modality might be right for you. I'm attuned to quite many, so yeah, feel free. Anyway, who wants a reading? And I'm just going to go ahead and put on some good vibes here. Now, I may own this brook, but I don't own the rights to this brook. Just to cover myself. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just chant some Reiki and send out some good vibes to those people who may need it. And if you have a question, not a problem, Crystal. I'm glad to hear it. But if you have a question, anyone out there, just let me know in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle my deck while I chant. That way I can clear these decks of any gunk, psychic debris that is inherent with them. I have my lovely little selenite wand here. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Chokure seiki honsha shonen dai komyo chokure seiki honsha shonen dai komyo chokure seiki honsha shonen dai komyo. All right. Circle is open, so to speak. Now, since I haven't gotten a question yet, I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle. And I'm going to pull. So for those out there in need, let's see what card comes to mind. The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords right now is just speaking ever so nicely to me, and it's saying hi. No, I'm just kidding. The Knight of Swords is pretty much illuminating the air of thought, the idea, the concept, the premise, where these matters all fall into place, where these matters all fall to trend. It is the analytical sense, is the analytical self, in its grandiose form, the knight. Love and light, there you go. So, got another deck here. And like I said, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask about what I said, or if you want a tarot card pulled, just let me know. Gonna scroll down. Thank you very much, Maureen. I appreciate that. These right here are Flower of Life Oracle. So they're different themes. This way, it's a little bit more progressive, and I'm able to kind of share guidance in my own way. I like doing that. Alright. So, I fall on these lovely little petals here. I think they are... No, I'm not going to guess the flower. We're just going to go with the card. Intuition. Lovely little words here. I'm going to read them. If you're reading this, your third eye is opening. You're going to be woke. Your third eye is your mystical eye, seeing all from a loving perspective. Your physical eye see conditionally, in duality, and your spiritual sees unconditionally, in oneness. This is exactly what I was saying. Seeing into places that your physical eyes cannot, into the heart of the matter. Bring all three eyes together to see anything in a fully balanced view. See your own heart and see your beauty in that is your essence. See beyond fear and limitations and open yourself to the possibility that all things are possible. From this place, you will see future further, higher, and deeper. That is perfect. Alright, Maureen, I'll totally get to you. And I will totally get to you, Aaron, before that. And deck 3. Deck 3. Ooh, you haven't even seen deck 3, Crystal. Alright. That is my lovely Fountain Tarot. Shiny. Alright, so first off is Aaron, and then Maureen, and then Crystal. And then I'll get to you, Henny. I'm going to use my first deck, which is the world famous Thoth Tarot. Well then. I don't even know where that card landed. Did it go back in the deck? I think it might have. The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man, and let me see if I can't get this a little bit better, some kind of angle. I think right here is going to be good. The Hanged Man. So, essentially, the Hanged Man is a pariah of sorts. The Hanged Man represents self-sacrifice, in some cases martyrdom, in other cases it more represents just putting yourself in the wrong set of shoes, I feel. Not quite being at peace with yourself, but being there enough to understand the will and guidance of Spirit is aiding and assisting you in all matters. If that makes sense. To me, the Hanged Man in this particular reading is speaking of a personal matter that falls into a lot of doubt, a lot of worry, a lot of concern. You may be putting yourself out there too much, or you may be too hard on yourself. This card is basically helping you to understand, to gain insight, that it doesn't have to all work out in one day. It doesn't always have to be like some type of fortune cookie matter that you have to encrypt, decrypt, figure out. It's simple. And it's so simple that if you put the hanging man upside down, he's kind of just floating in the air. Just like free spirit, you know? Alright, so Maureen, I'm going to go ahead and pull you a card next. And I will be scrolling down here soon. I just want to make sure I get to the people that I'm working on. So I apologize if I don't answer your question right away. Alright, Maureen. Your card is completion. To say in such a simple way, the circle is open but unbroken. There is definitely a sense of completion at work in your life. There is probably some awesome accomplishment that you've had recently, or there's some major setback, major shortcoming that's now coming to fruition in a way that you may not have seen. I feel like it's a way that you may not have seen coming. So I really do hope something positive and uplifting happened in your life. But that's what I'm getting for you. I really hope that helps. Feel free to let me know in the comments. One quick word of guidance though. I feel like your completion may not be something that is totally without some type of second causation. So let me just pull another card for you. Oh, the Hanged Man. I just had that card. Alright, why not? The Hanged Man. So it does appear that there was some form of self-sacrifice. I don't know how this card popped back up, but we're going to go with it. There may have been some form of self-sacrifice inherent in the work that you did to find that completion. I would suggest that you look within and you try to find the best way for you to keep going, keep pushing forward. That completion was only the first step of many. Alright, Crystal, deck 3. We're going to use the Apparently my audio went out. Love you. Bye. Yeah, no, I don't normally take phone calls during my lives, but when I do, it's awesome advice. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. Okay, cool. Alright, so Oh, that's awesome, Crystal. Alright. So, let's see. No, Henny, I do not need your real name. And I would be more than happy to give you a reading next. I'm just going to keep scrolling down in the comments as I go, so please bear with me. Alright, so Henny wanted a reading. Let me see if she had a specific request. I don't believe she did. Awesome, perfect. So, Henny, I'm going to go ahead and give you some guidance. I'm actually going to use my other deck. I'm just feeling drawn to do that. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle. By the way, Crystal, your reading was... there is a lot of information that's being gifted to you right now. You're having a massive download, I feel. And this download may have been like a major burden or a head rush. But at the very same time, it may have been necessary for your growth and development. Try to find a way to ground. Try to, have a nice spa day. Take some time to relax out in the earth. Or go for a swim. Swimming is awesome. Alright. So, the mind. Just speaking of that, we have the mind. The mind. Anyway, we enter and explore the mind to know and love it, not force it into submission. You don't have to change your mind to make it different to what it is, just because you don't like what it is saying. We are not battling the mind. We are making love and peace so that we can embrace it. From this vibration of unconditional love, your mind and heart heal and open, coming together in harmony. Now, from this balanced state, you can do what Gandhi suggested to free the mind. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be inspired by your divine love, wisdom, and strength. Simply allow yourself to be. You may have been thinking about a lot recently. There may have been a lot on your mind, much like with Crystal. And you may have been also receiving downloads. Be at peace. It's okay. I just want to say that to you right now. I feel like I need to. It's okay. All the things that are happening are actually happening for a reason. Believe it or not, they're actually happening for a reason. And in full love and light, with enough faith, all things are possible. I do hope you're still with me to receive this message. Love and light, and I will totally pray for you, and I hope things are going well. Alright, Aaron, perfect. I'm glad it does make sense. Aurora, you are next. Okay. Aurora. We will go ahead and shuffle the deck. Alright, Aurora. Your card is the Six of Discs reversed. So, success. You may have recently come to a point of success, or you may be coming close to a point of success in which your life may be going through a change. Being as that it's a 4, it could be a balanced... Oh, I'm seeing 4 spokes here, that's why. It could be a balanced change, but since the number is a 6, it could more or less be a change resonating on an outer band of balance, which simply means that it's not quite something that will be amazingly helpful, but at the very same time, it's not going to hurt you. So take the small wins. Let them amount to something greater. Every penny counts, right? Hope that helped. Alright. Thank you, Bridget. I appreciate that comment. Alright, Shannon. I'm going to go ahead and give you a reading. You are next. Alright. We have Justice reversed. You may be in the middle of a struggle right now, mentally, emotionally, physically. There may be things that are kind of causing you to find a imbalanced way to correct an issue that should have been corrected by itself, if that makes any form of sense. So something very simple might have become a lot complicated for you, and it may be very difficult for you to get from A to B, but I do suggest that you find peace, serenity, love. All things happen for a reason, like I've been saying, and through divine guidance, you will be able to eventually find perfect love and resonating justice. Alright. Bridget, I will totally get to you. Alright, Bridget. By the way, everyone, if I don't quite get to you, I'm going to probably do a few more of these, and then I'll do my healing. Feel free to check me out, ReikiReverend.com, and request a reading. My prices are pretty affordable, so I'm not, I'm never out to break your bank. I'm never out to make, your entire paycheck my paycheck. That's not how I work. If you need a reading, if you need guidance, I do free consultations. I don't have any issue with that. If you want a reading, a little bit more detail, I have no issue with that as well. So, the Priestess. Number 2. Second in the Major Arcana. Priestess. You are coming into your power. Your divine feminine is now showing itself in your life in such a way that you are now able to find serenity and wisdom. Utilize this serenity and wisdom in the best way possible, and you will totally find peace with what you are working on. Alright. Did I lose audio again? Oh wait, no. I'm just reading it. Okay. We're back. Okay, correct. Alright. Amazing, Crystal. I'm glad. Laureen, I will totally get to you next. And Laureen, I'm going to go ahead and use my other deck. And then, lucky number whoever, I'm going to use my Angelarium Tarot to finish out before I do my channel. My Angelarium Oracle. It's a special one, so I like to do those very sparingly as I feel guided. Whoop. Looks like we have some dropouts. Alright. Let's find out what we got. Remember symbols. Remember symbols. So, let's go with remember. We have forgotten what it's like to truly feel. Sometimes we make mistakes. Any depth of feeling. We mistake any depth of feeling for sadness, any sense of unknown for fear, and any sense of peace for boredom. Accept your remembrance, your awakening, and let it blossom within you. Allow it to enlighten and illuminate your magical inner world, giving direct access to your expanded presence through a greater perception of oneness. There was and is a time when self, soul, and world were one, when you lived in peace with yourself and the world around you. The memory is there in your heart, your cells, deep inside, underneath what you think is real. Sit quietly, take a deep breath, go, and I'm trying to make sure I didn't lose audio. Alright. Did I lose audio? Let me know in the comments. Okay, perfect. Alright, go within and whisper to yourself, remember, remember, remember who you are. Remember symbols. Symbols are the language of the universe, our subconscious and collective unconscious. As you move upon your life path, everything you notice is a sign from your higher self to heal, balance, and enjoy your life. You have the ability to read and understand your own signs and symbols. This is your secret language, your wise guidance pointing you in the direction of your dreams and desires. As you understand and accept this, the whispers of your heart become louder, and the information will come to you in various forms in ways that may surprise you. However, you will recognize this information because of the way it makes you feel. It gives you the tinglies, or a knowing that you can't quite explain or understand at any time. However, it will feel significant. Alright. And glad to hear it, Shannon. Alright, I think that about accounts for everyone. So I'm going to end this with a healing session. Before I do that, I want to get an idea of what angel wants to visit today. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's grab the Angelarium. And let's see. Let me just get these all nice and organized. Alright. Okay. Shuffling the cards. Angelarium is a special deck to me. I like to channel the angels in the cards, or the entity of the cards, and allow them to speak, to give their guidance. So, I haven't gotten a comment yet asking for a reading, so this is just for everyone, I guess. Nedza, the right leg, endurance. I can't remember what angel this represents in the Sephiroth, but I'm going to channel him. I now channel Nedza in full love and light to aid and assist and give guidance. As we toil in, day out. One step, one means, always, at the next, always, just outside of our grasp. Remember yourself, your feelings, what got you to this point. Understand that your true bearing lies within your will to complete what you have begun, to complete what you have started, to follow your path out to the end, and to finally finish strong. Love and light. I will now go ahead and share some good vibes. I'm just going to go ahead and pull up some music here. The following track is from a good man named Chris Collins. Not representing or related to Bootsy Collins, but you know, still a cool guy. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. Look for this audio. There we go. And this track is called For What End?
Hello everyone, my name is Xavier X.
Well, I guess that's me. Ha! Alright, we're gonna go into deep sleep then. Alright. Calling all angels, archangels, guides, ancestors, devas, deities, and any other entity that wishes to be a part of this rite, So long as you come in full love and light, I bid you hail and welcome. Chokure Seiheki Onsha Ze Shonen Dai Komyo Chokure Seiheki Onsha Ze Shonen Dai Komyo Chokure Seiheki Onsha Ze Shonen Dai Komyo. Love and light, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. As always, feel free to add me on Facebook. Check out my website, ReikiReverend.com. Check me out on YouTube at Reiki Reverend. I'm here. And I've been waiting for you. Love and light.